I'm not going to provide that just because of a call. Brunville, Texas.
You told her that you're correct?
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Okay. Do you have any credentials?
Yeah, but I don't want to provide that right now.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Because it's optional, and I just don't want to provide it right now.
What's that?
Because it's optional.
If you're you have to provide credentials to what you're going on, and you have to report it to the dispatch center that you're out here.
No, but I didn't tell you that I was. I told her I was. I'm not telling you that I'm one.
Well, this is private property, you know.
This what is private property?
What is private property?
This roadway here?
This road is private property.
How is this road private property?
Because it is. It's a development. It's run by the HOA.
Where's the sign that says private property?
Starting with a call reporting a suspicious car, the encounter quickly escalates as the auditor firmly refuses to provide his credentials, invoking his Fourth Amendment rights. The officer immediately claims the street is private property, a claim the auditor aggressively challenges. Is simply sitting in your car on a public access road enough legal basis for police to demand personal identification and compromise your privacy? Dive deep into the sharp legal debate in this ID Refusal 101 clip. Special thanks to the original channel for this impactful content. Be sure to follow them for more essential knowledge on your civil rights. Welcome to ID Refusal 101. We're here to arm you with legal knowledge to protect yourself. Subscribe now to know your rights and how to assert them. And now, enjoy the video.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm Corporal Bullock with the Millsburg Police Department. The reason why we're making contact, some lady came out to report that you've been sitting out here for over 4 hours.
Okay.
And we're just trying to find out what the deal is, what's going on.
I'm sitting here minding my business, not doing anything.
You got any credentials?
I'm not going to provide that just because of a call. Brunville, Texas.
You told her that you're correct?
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Okay. Do you have any credentials?
Yeah, but I don't want to provide that right now.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Because it's optional, and I just don't want to provide it right now.
What's that?
Because it's optional.
If you're you have to provide credentials to what you're going on, and you have to report it to the dispatch center that you're out here.
No, but I didn't tell you that I was. I told her I was. I'm not telling you that I'm one.
Well, this is private property, you know.
This what is private property?
What is private property?
This roadway here?
This road is private property.
How is this road private property?
Because it is. It's a development. It's run by the HOA.
Where's the sign that says private property? There's no signs that says trespassing there. There's a public street, and there's no signs that says private parking there or private property. There's absolutely no signs. There's none.
There actually is, probably out in the main entrance.
Where?
So I actually know where the HOA person lives.
Well, over there is probably private property, but not here.
This is a private property road.
This is not a private property road. This is
sir.
Accessible from the public. That's a public street there.
It might be accessed from the public, but this is private property.
Well, no one asked me
if HOA run development.
No one asked me to leave. Hey, can I have your name, please?
It's Officer Shockley.
Officer Shockley and Officer Bullock.
Oh, can I get a badge number?
1098.
Can I get a badge number?
1082.
1082, okay.
The Millsburg police officers initiate contact with the auditor based on a report of a suspicious car parked for 4 hours. The encounter immediately escalates as the auditor refuses to provide credentials, asserting his right against identification when no probable cause of criminal activity exists. Officers Shill and Bullock quickly pivot to claiming the road as private property, attempting to establish a legal basis for requiring identification or forcing him to leave. The auditor sharply challenges this, demanding to see trespassing signs and insisting he is on a public street. This tactic is common in ID refusal scenarios. Law enforcement attempts to convert a consensual encounter into a crime investigation or administrative violation, like trespassing. Under the Fourth Amendment, police cannot demand ID solely based on suspicion or a citizen's call unless a clear violation of law like operating a vehicle or disorderly conduct is evident. The auditor is within his rights to maintain ID refusal.
Yeah. So even if it's private property, the owner has to ask me to leave, and this is a public street. I already did a GIS survey. I already did it.
Investigator, we can also remain out here until you're completed your investigation. So
It's a free country. I mean,
you're right.
Of course. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm not gonna.
What she's worried about, she has a child that's out here, and people abduct kids.
But did she accuse me of abducting anyone?
No, but she's worried about it. It's a safety.
I'm worried about a lot of things too, but I don't be calling the cops on people for every little issue. If there's no crime, unless there's a crime, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Well, your tag doesn't come back to anything, so I'm going to be running everything else.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what are you investigating?
Huh?
What are you investigating? Okay.
Yeah. But I just don't like to identify just because someone calls. You understand that? I just don't like to identify just because someone called. Brunswick, Texas State, absent RAS. There's no probable cause for you guys to get my information. And that's the reason why I don't want to call. I know he's going to probably want some retribution because I know my rights. But I'm not asking that lady to identify. I gave her a courtesy of telling her what I'm doing here when she approached me, and I thought that was the end of it, but apparently not. I didn't have to. I could have stayed silent and not say a single word, right? And it's my right not to identify.
Why she's concerned.
I have a lot of concerns too, but if I'm not breaking the law, right? Should I identify? Should I just give up my Fourth Amendment rights?
Well, no one's asked you for your information.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
That officer did.
Well, you don't have to give it to him.
I know, but you heard what he said just now.
What?
I have your tags. I'm going to run your information. I'm going to run everything. Just because they invoked my rights. You think that's fair? I'm not doing anything
you're
wrong.
Parked on a public street.
Yeah. A lot of people parked in a public street. That car is parked in a public street.
So, you're right. It's a public roadway. So you can park here. We're more concerned about what's going on.
Yeah, but I dispelled your fears.
Yeah,
I said
you're right. Okay.
what I'm doing. You guys have the tags, so no, you know, right? And not a single person reported a crime. They're just a suspicious car. Suspicion is not a felony or a misdemeanor.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's why we made contact with you.
Exactly. And I'm talking to you, right? I didn't have to say a word. I could have just stayed silent the entire time, but I'm not that type of rude person who just doesn't say anything. We're all humans, right? So I prefer to just communicate a little bit, but I'm not going to give up my rights just because of her fears. At no point in time did I trespass on anyone's property. I stayed in my car. This is the safest place I can be.
Yeah, and I told you why we made contact with you.
I heard you.
Okay.
I heard you.
So,
yeah. But
do you have any questions?
yeah, am I gonna be is there gonna be some sort of retribution just because they invoked my rights by this guy here? I understand. You sound reasonable. You sound like a professional, honestly. There are not too many cops who are professional like you and level-headed.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're right. It seems like you know your laws.
Yeah, I'm very much aware of all of them, yeah.
But no, we're good to go as long as you don't have any more questions.
Yeah, and you can verify I'm not disrespectful to either of you. I just want to invoke my rights and be left alone because I will try to tell people, okay? If in my neighborhood someone parks a car, they're there for several hours, of course I'd be concerned, right?
Yeah.
But what I would do is just document their license plate number, take a picture of the car, but I'm not going to call the cops on someone for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, if I see them trying to sneak into someone's property, well, that's a different story, right? But someone just sitting in their cars, you know, I got to understand their fears can't trump people's rights, you know, to just be here on a public street.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I wouldn't do that to your son. I mean, I'm just assuming you have a son or whatever. No matter what color they are, I wouldn't do it. And maybe that's something that people need to be aware of, you know?
Yeah, but you have to understand the day and time we're in.
Listen, it's always been danger from way back then to now. We're in the safest times we've ever been in right now with the level of security that we have. Okay?
Yeah.
Things were worse back then. We have a lot of security. There are cameras everywhere. The minute you call a cop,
That
they're here.
doesn't mean things don't happen.
No, things do happen. Don't get me wrong. But nothing is happening here. Right? And things happen everywhere. So we can't be calling you guys for every single little thing. Imagine if everyone did that. You guys would be stretched thin. Right? From one call to the next. To the next, to the next, to the next. Imagine that. We gotta be rational and think about when we call the cops, man, instead of wasting resources like this. Say, ma'am, hey, do you have the license plate number? We have the tags, and we'll send an officer just to drive by and observe. And I think that's how it should be.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I hope you agree and understand where I'm coming from.
This segment dives into the core of ID refusal and constitutional rights. The auditor clarifies that even if this were private property, the owner must ask him to leave before trespassing is committed. Officer Bullock's concern about child safety is strongly countered by the auditor. citizen fear cannot trump constitutional rights. The auditor stresses that no crime has occurred, suspicion is not a felony or misdemeanor. When the officer states they will run his license plate and run everything, the auditor immediately calls out the potential for retribution simply because he performed an act of ID refusal. Officer Shill later concedes the roadway is public, reinforcing the auditor's position. The auditor concludes with an articulate critique of police resource mismanagement, noting he is exercising his Fourth Amendment rights and sees no reason to waive his rights based on another person's anxiety.
Yeah, I hear you. But I'm gonna get out of here, okay?
I appreciate you, man. All right, do you have a card? Can I get a incident, the card number? I want to request that 911 call and hear exactly what the person said.
So they came to our police department.
Oh, they actually came all the way there?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, the incident number then, so I can...
Let me go get it for him.
Thank you. All right. 24. All right, thanks for your professionalism. I'm surprised she actually went to you guys, because normally I never tell them what I'm doing. I gave her that courtesy and she still went. So you see the reason why I don't talk to them? I don't tell anyone why I'm here. They still call the cops regardless. It's a waste of time. So.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
You too, man.
Following the heated debate, Officer Shill decides to conclude the encounter. Acknowledging the auditor's knowledge of the law, the auditor's critical action here is requesting the incident number, indicating he is preparing for follow-up steps, potentially a records request or preparation for a civil rights claim stemming from the ID refusal. The officer complies, providing incident number 24. The auditor uses this moment to offer a poignant commentary on the caller's behavior. He had politely offered an explanation, an act not required under the Fourth Amendment, yet the woman still called law enforcement. This reinforces his ID refusal philosophy. Voluntary cooperation often fails to guarantee peace and can lead to unnecessary time and resource expenditure. The auditor commends Officer Shill's professionalism, particularly as the officer concedes the lack of legal grounds to continue the detention.
Hey, buddy. This is a lot of attention in front of my house. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just wondering why all this attention in front of my house. I don't feel...
I gave you the courtesy by telling you what I was doing here to dispel any fears, and yet you still went and called the cops on me.
Not me.
You just said you went there. You're the only person who I told what I was doing, so it is you.
No, I told my neighbors that that's why you were here, because we've all talked.
Well, I'm not doing anything illegal, and I didn't even have to tell you what I was doing. I could have stayed quiet, left my windows up, and not said a word to you. But I chose to be respectful to you because I saw you had a kid, let you know why I was here, but still they called the cops on me. This is the reason why I never tell anyone what I'm doing.
I can't speak for what other people do. I wasn't even home. I left and I'm here, and then I got two cop cars in front of my house.
Domino effect. You told someone and someone went and reported me. So
that's what a neighborhood does. We take care of each other. Who's
well,
that car
you
parked
could
in
say, well,
front of
here
your
he's
yard?
here for a good reason. At least that's what he said. Let's just take a picture of his car.
We got little girls. We got kids. And
I got
this
kids in
world
my
today-
neighborhood too, and I don't call the cops on people who park there. And you know what I do? I take note to the car, take a picture and document the license plate number and watch.
Yeah.
There's no crime until there's a crime.
So what you'll need to do, and here's the problem. This is a private roadway, but the only thing is what he's saying. If the HOA has signs up saying that it's private property,
Yeah.
or soliciting, we actually, if we had that up there and signs were on there, we could actually pull them out of the car and lock them up. Trust that.
They can't do that. You'd have to give me the opportunity to leave.
We don't have the signs up there. There's nothing that we can do to take action right now.
Mom, let me
now,
tell you how trespassing works. You'd have to give me the opportunity to leave, okay?
Exactly.
And he said he would pull me out of the car. You see what?
No, I exactly said.
You see what
We would
happens?
have to give you the chance to leave.
You see what happened? No, he didn't. What was his words exactly? We could have pulled him out of the car.
Let me.
But I'm just saying, you see why you don't call cops? Because ignorance is bliss, and people like this cause harm to innocent people like me who are doing nothing wrong by pulling me out. And I will sue their department from now till to the end of time, okay? Especially him.
I misstated the term, okay? What I said, we would make contact with you, okay? And then if you refused to leave, then we would take action.
That is the correct procedure right there, not yank me out of the car.
I'm sorry.
All right? There's a proper procedure. I'm very well aware of all the procedures, okay? So that's why certain things can't fly by me. I know my rights.
I just want want my daughter to come outside and feel
And
safe in
I
our front
understand
yard.
that, too.
That's all I'm asking of you right now. That's the only thing I'm
But-
asking is for her to be. This is where they play. There's all this street here. I'm just. Will you please, with all
I
the
please what?
courtesy, just move there and you. Can
And
look
then
at
what?
whatever
Have
you
that
want.
neighbor call when I'm right down here and you're aware of what I'm doing?
But nobody's outside over there.
What
My
difference
daughter
would it
wants to
make
play
if I
with her
park on
friends.
the other side of the street opposite your house? How does that make you feel safer? Can you just explain that to me?
My kid doesn't want to come out. I talked to her about stuff, and it's just. she
Mom,
doesn't-
please teach your
Okay,
daughter
well, you
the
know
law
what?
and people's rights and tell them I'm not here to cause them any harm, okay?
It's not.
I didn't
bad.
even wanna-
We don't
I'm
know
not
that.
saying you
We don't
are.
know who you are.
You know,
I don't know who
someone-
she is.
But
Let me
What
ask-
if she has a body in her basement right now? Do you know that?
No.
Okay,
listen
I
to
don't
me.
know
Listen
that.
to me as a mom. You see, you're.
I'm a father, okay?
Well then, or
So,
as a father, listen
yes.
to me as a mom speak. I'm a mom, is what I'm saying. I know what you are.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, my child came home and she's got 2 police cars. She's asking me who the car is. She heard me ask you who you were. You said who you were. I've got neighbors calling me, asking me who's that in front of your house. So they think it's me. And I calmed them by saying what it was. Well, nobody wants the girls to come outside and play because of all the wrong in the world. Not saying that you're doing it, but we'd be dumb if we just sent our daughters out here all willy-nilly to be snatched in a car.
Okay.
So now my daughter is nervous to come outside. That's all I'm standing here saying to you now because you're parked here.
Sure.
And that's abnormal for this neighborhood.
It's abnormal for a car to be parked with someone just sitting in a car.
Yes.
Let me ask you-
For 3 hours, yes.
All right, let me
Yes,
ask you a
sir.
question now.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question now. You know what the Bill of Rights is?
I know exactly what it is.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you should teach your daughters about the Bill of Rights and people's right to do this, okay? And not only that, hold on. The cops came. Whoever called the cops, they came. Would she feel safer now that they came, they made contact, and they're about to leave, and I'm still here?
No, she's
Why
gonna
wouldn't she
she's
feel
gonna
safer?
Feel uncomfortable because
Okay.
there's a man she doesn't know, as far as she's concerned, just sitting in the car for nothing.
You know why that logic doesn't work? Because a lot of
Because
cars
they don't
come,
listen.
a lot of cars drive through here.
Then let me just sit there. I'll call them and tell them you're watching it, and then they won't do anything, so it'll be a waste of everybody.
I'm not watching at your kids.
are you serious?
This final segment introduces the direct confrontation between the auditor and the reporting woman. The auditor immediately chastises her for calling the police despite his courtesy in explaining his presence, underscoring the futility of waiving his ID refusal rights. Officer Shill has to intervene, inadvertently reinforcing the auditor's stance by clarifying trespassing law. Police cannot pull him out of the car without clear signage, and a subsequent refusal to leave upon formal request. The auditor uses the phrase "ignorance is bliss" to criticize the public's lack of knowledge regarding constitutional rights, potentially harming innocent individuals. He pits her subjective fear against his legal right to park on a public roadway. Despite the officer attempting to mediate a compromise for the auditor to move, he holds firm in his right to stay. The video concludes with the police confirming the auditor has the right to be there, validating his successful ID refusal and documentation audit. In summary, this incident perfectly illustrates the clash between community fear and individual constitutional rights. The auditor successfully executed his ID refusal based on the Fourth Amendment. No crime or probable cause means no obligation to identify. For the grade, the auditor earns an A for standing firm on his rights with composure and articulate legal arguments. Officer Shill demonstrated professionalism and eventual adherence to the law, B, while Officer Bullock's initial aggression and pulling him out of the car threat, though later corrected, warrants a D. Actionable takeaway. Know your rights and never allow the anxieties of others to compromise your ID refusal. Always remain silent or engage minimally when there is no legal basis for detention. Subscribe to ID Refusal 101 and arm yourself with the knowledge necessary for self-protection. And be sure to support the original channel for capturing this crucial moment of accountability. Knowing your rights isn't being difficult, it's being prepared. If this video helped you understand your legal rights, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below, tell us your story, ask a question, or suggest the next encounter we should break down. This is ID Refusal 101, where we teach the basics of your right. Thanks for watching and see you next time.